Welcome back to another. Sorry. Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm not cutting that out. I botched. Deal with it. Um, NXT. Zoe Stark talks about her. Basically, she's gonna go for the NXT Championship next week. She's happy to be back. Um, did anybody come out? Toxic Attraction didn't come out, did they? Cora Jade came out. Did we get Zoe Stark versus Cora Jade tonight? Let me look. No, that's right. Toxic Attraction did come out. That's why we got Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark beat Gigi Dolan, by the way. Paulo Cruz versus Zion Quinn also happened. Paulo Cruz beat Zion Quinn, as she should. And Zoe Stark won her match again, as she should. What? Grayson Waller versus Wesley. Grayson Waller beat Wesley because Trick Williams punches Wesley in the stomach, but the ref doesn't see it. So it's thrown back in the ring, and then Grayson Waller hits his finisher. So, yeah, not a clean finish, but relatively dirty, I guess you could say. Kiana James is backstage, like in an office setting, basically, telling us what's wrong with Nikita Lyons. She doesn't, she doesn't wear enough clothes. Basically, that was her thing, and they're gonna have a match at some point. This was basically just set up for them to have a match. JD McDougan introduces himself to everyone and Braun Breaker. Um, Basically, they're gonna have a match for the NXT Championship. I believe not next week, but the week after. So 2 weeks. I don't even really remember what they said in the promo. Giovanni Vici versus Andre Chase. Giovanni Vici wins. Because were you expecting Andre Chase to get the win here? You shouldn't have, because he lost. And then Nathan Frazier came out. I'm like, Nathan Frazier versus Giovanni Vici. That'll probably be a good match. Nathan Frazier, I would say, needs the win, but is he going to get it? Probably not. Indy Hartwell versus Ariana Grace. Ariana Grace is Santino's daughter. For those of you who don't know, Indy Hartwell beat her, by the way. Indy Hartwell hasn't won all of her matches, but she hasn't lost all of them either. So she's being slowly built. Probably eventually going to go for the NXT Women's Championship. Oh, backstage segment. Medusa was on NXT, and she let Roxanne take the women's tag team championship out of the trash can, and there's going to be a fatal 4-way for it next week. Fatal 4-way tag match. Diamond Mine versus the D'Angelo family. The D'Angelo family win, and the Diamond Mine doesn't look strong coming out of this. I have no idea what's going to happen with Diamond Mine. Maybe they break up. Maybe they don't. I don't know. We'll see what happens. AEW, Fight for the Fallen. Daniel Garcia beat Brian Danielson in the main event. Brian was protected in the loss solely because he passed out from the pain. He didn't tap out. So they protected Brian, which is good. And they made Daniel Garcia look like a killer. John Moxley versus Roos. John Moxley beat Roos in a great match. Roos was undefeated up till this point. He was undefeated for like over a year in ROH as well. For anybody who didn't know that. But yeah, the match was great. We had Danhausen versus Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks beat Danhausen in like 3 minutes. And then Ricky Starks was like, I'm calling somebody else out. So who wants to come out and fight me? And then Hook came out And Hook got a big pop. And Hook won the FTW championship. So that's cool. Hook, FTW champion. I'm here for it. It's cool. It's cool. And then Ricky Starks and him gave each other a fist bump after. Ricky Starks cut a babyface promo how he took the championship, plucked it from obscurity, made it worth something, and then clothesline, spinebuster, powerhouse Hobbs turned heel on Ricky Starks. Well, he was already heel, so he just attacked Ricky Starks, and then Ricky Starks is now babyface because the crowd was excited for Ricky Starks promo. Dante Martin versus Sammy Guevara. This match was great. Lots of high flying in this match. Lots of people landed on their feet when you didn't think they would. Sammy Guevara wins, by the way. And then Ty Conti. Well, Dante Martin had Sky Blue out there, so then they get like attacked because Sky Blue is in the ring, tries to help Dante. Ty Conti attacks Sky Blue. Anna Jay comes out, also attacks Sky Blue, and then Ortiz, Eddie Kingston, and Ruby Soho come out and attack the rest of they basically run them off. So yeah. So yeah, Eddie Kingston not done with the Jericho Appreciation Society, obviously, because he still needs his big win over Chris Jericho at some point. Jungle Boy's promo was great. He talked about Christian's personal life, just like Christian talked about his. So that was pretty cool. And then he said, eventually I'm going to get my hands on Christian. I don't know. That's either going to be an all out thing or they're going to do it before. Maybe they could wait till all out. Who knows? Young Bucks are asked about the trios tag titles by Brandon Cutler. And they're like, who do we team up with? Hey, Brandon Cutler's like, hey, why don't you team up with me? They're like, yeah, new. And then they walk into Hangman Adam Page, and they're about to start talking to him, and then the Dark Order come up. So I don't know where that's going. And I don't know when Kenny Omega's going to come back. So I'd say Young Bucks and Omega, but maybe they go Young Bucks and Cole. Maybe Cole teams up with Red Dragon. Maybe Hangman Page teams up with the Young Bucks. Maybe Hangman Page teams up with two members of the Dark Order. We'll see what happens with that because I don't know. Ricky Starks, sorry, not Ricky Starks. Tony Nese, Smart Mark Sterling versus Swerve. Swerve beat both of them, as you would expect, because Mark Sterling's not a wrestler. Tony Nese is the wrestler, but they still lost. The 2-on-1 handicap match with a manager and a wrestler, the one wrestlers should win every time, and that's exactly what happened. And then Josh Woods attacks Keith Lee at backstage, and then Tony Nese got back up after he lost, and then attacked Swerve. So it will get Tony Nese and Josh Woods versus Swerve and Keith Lee at some point. I don't know when that's going to happen. Josh Woods is a former ROH Pure champion. Outside of that, I'm not too certain on what else he's done. Like I know he had a run. He had a good run in ROH. So Thunder Rosa versus Miyu Yamashita. Thunder Rosa beat her, successfully defended her AEW Women's World Championship. And I think it's next week or on Rampage, one of the two. We're getting Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. That's going to set up eventually for Britt Baker to go for the championship again. So maybe Britt and Jamie Hayter win that match by pinning Tony Storm. I could see that. Yeah, that's everything. I already talked about the main event. So, all right, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys later.